Alright, and we are back for more Call of Duty on the Eastern Front. But when it comes to atrocities, there were plenty on here. There's some that really just hit you right in the bloody heart at times, you know. I won't go on about them all, because they're pretty bloody depressing, but there was some SS group. Oh, and now the graphics are fucking up again. What the hell? I do not understand it. I'm blaming my new graphics card for that, which, you know, I mean, it is the newest of the new, but still, though, it'd be nice if it could run an old game from 2003, but whatever. And like, when you spend the kind of money that I did on that graphics card, which wasn't even that much, it's like, well, maybe I should tech down back to the older one, because at least it'll run these older games. But let's see, where was I? But yeah, there's one SS group that was made up of literally criminals, sort of like the evil version of the Dirty Dozen, although there's more than a dozen of them, that literally just, they got an order to wipe out an entire school's worth of children, and did. But the worst part is, because it gets worse, they didn't want to waste ammo, so they literally went around bashing skulls open. Because those are some great guys, but even, let's see, here's the thing though. Here's the crazy part about these guys. They were hated by literally everyone. Even the SS, as brutal as they were, thought that they went too far. So they were like, they were evil. They were. And see, what happened to the fucking railroad? Oh, what the hell? I do not understand this. I do not, and there is nothing I can do about it. After this level, I'll check and see. I think I might be running this in compatibility mode, and I was trying to fix this the frame rate issue, and check and see if that might be causing some sort of issue. But that's really annoying that the trains aren't rendering out. But no, like, when even the SS hates you, you know you're doing something wrong. Eventually, the head guy who was responsible for that, I think, was actually killed by his own side, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of those things where they did get their comeuppance, which was very good. And also, those boxes are not there. Just brilliant. But that was one of the stories when I read it. And the way I described it to you is not nearly as bad as when I actually read it. It was one of those things that has stuck with me. Because that is like, the amount of evil, because that is evil. It's like, we all like to say, like, oh, there's no such thing as evil. That's evil. Okay? That is pure evil right there. There is evil in the world, ladies and gentlemen. We have to understand that. And we have to combat it whenever we find it. And no, Donald Trump is not evil. Ugh. Because I just know there's going to be a comment about that. Let me tell you this. If Donald Trump is evil, why are people still being allowed to protest? Because, you know, in countries where the leader actually is evil, if you try to protest, they kill you. And Donald Trump has not killed anyone, so clearly that is not the case. Because when you actually study, when you actually know just the depths that a truly evil human being can descend to, Donald Trump isn't even in the running. Donald Trump isn't even close to being evil. And that's just, it's the soft, stupid Western mindset that would actually say that Donald Trump is evil, thus ignoring the true evil in the world today. As you can see, I'm a bit annoyed by that, because once again, if you actually study history, you'll find out that Donald Trump is nothing. If you think he's bad, you know nothing about anything. Okay, this is really annoying me. I'm gonna check and make sure that's not a compatibility mode, because I don't like the fact that the graphics are fucking up this bad. We'll be right back. Alright, and it looks like I was able to fix it, which is good. Too bad we're not getting the sweet 60 we were just a minute ago. Basically, I disabled scaling on low DPI settings, or scaling on high DPI settings, which I have. So maybe that's why it wasn't working quite. Yeah, because see, now we're not getting as good a frame rate, so I don't know. This is annoying me. We'll just have to deal with it. I think it's better if we don't have, if it's not quite 60 because it's trying to scale itself up, versus having parts of the scenery just not there. But yeah, when you play on the Eastern Front, you kind of have to talk about the true nature of evil, because this is where we saw the absolute depths of what humanity can descend to. On both sides. On both sides. That's the thing. We can't, just because the Germans did it first doesn't mean we can excuse what happened afterwards. And that's something that is very controversial, but you know what? I'm GeneralLotz. I'm by my nature controversial, because I don't care if I speak truth at times. Also, I feel sorry for the guy with the pistol, because a pistol is really just a weapon of last resort in many respects. But really, war in and of itself is a terrible thing, and that's something that a lot of people need to really understand. War is not fun and games. War is war. You know, usually it doesn't really accomplish anything, and it doesn't. See, that's one of the things that you'll hear two sides to that. You'll hear, one, violence accomplishes nothing, and, well, that's not really true. And two, violence accomplishes everything, which also isn't... Oh, shit! But also doesn't really accomplish anything either. Okay, what we'll do is we will toss a potato masher at him and mash his potato. Well, that sounded a little suggestive there. But violence doesn't really solve much of anything. What it does is it solves things in the short term, but in the long term it doesn't really solve much at all. And, you know, that's just one thing you gotta keep in mind, you know. Sometimes you have to fight back. Well, a lot of times you have to fight back. But wars, by their nature, don't really do much other than just blow the crap out of things, and then 20 years later they come and do it all over again. And that's the futility of war in many respects, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Somebody invades across your border. If you don't defend yourself, they will kill you. Simple as that. It's just a Western mindset. See, and that happened in real life. Okay, see, I saw that MG42 going off. I was like, okay, that's got to be the enemy, and I was shooting at him. That actually happened in real life once. Well, probably more than once, but there's an account where I read where a platoon captured some German weapons. And so, their fellow soldiers heard those German weapons going off, and it's like, okay, they're over there! Lob a bunch of mortars at them! Or lob a bunch of mortars, yeah, they're just throwing the mortars. No, lob a bunch of shells at them. They did, and, well, it stopped it, and, yeah, oh dear. See, that's one of the things they don't talk about in, like, not War Thunder, Fury. They wouldn't really talk about that, because that's pretty depressing. But that's the nature of war. That's one of the things, that's why I've always studied war, because war is not this nice sanitized thing of which we're fighting here. Although, once again, Call of Duty would actually show some of the more brutal moments at the Eastern Front, especially in World at War, which we might do a Let's Play on, I'm not sure. I'm going to review that game at least, because World at War is better than you'd think. Especially since it showed the Pacific theater of operations, which you don't really see that much for whatever reason. I don't really know why. But ultimately, I am GeneralLotz, and we have just finished Train Station, and so I'm going to wish you good Medal of Honor Pacific Assault, I think is what it was, or whatever makes you happy.